This is a 1907 white steam car. White was the most sophisticated of all the steam cars. Stanleys are pretty simple, whereas a Stanley is just a big tea kettle. You light it, you get steam, you run until the steam runs out, you heat it up again. Whereas this, you're only heating up a quart of water at a time, much like a Doble.
Doble was pretty sophisticated?
Well, Doble came much later.
I see.
White engines were, there's some fascinating technology in these things. They have a thing called the flow motor, which automatically regulates the amount of fuel and the amount of steam pressure to turn it on and off to keep your steam fairly constant. It has a compound motor. Most cars did not run a compound motor. So it's a high compression, low compression piston. It's got an automatic thermostat that regulates things.
It's a bigger car than most Stanleys. This is a massive car.
This thing cost more than a Rolls Royce when it was new. It's built by the White Sewing Machine Company. They made sewing machines, and they brought the same precision to their automobiles as they brought to their sewing machines.
Where was that? That was
Cleveland, Ohio. The challenge here is this is a car that was restored back in the 50s, and then it went to a steam enthusiast in Tennessee. Herkimer was the name of this car. It was named after named after a children's story. So it's got a pretty good history all the way back to the early days. That's original upholstery in the car. Everything's this has been repainted, but everything else is pretty original. The motor, I don't think the motor's ever been apart. I don't think the boiler's ever been apart. We pulled the boiler, the steam generator as they call it, out because it had a few breaks in it. It was just everything was filled with rust. So the combination of not knowing how it works, plus it's being rusty, made it a bit of a challenge. Now we've cleaned everything, we've taken everything apart, we've made some new fittings.
Where do you learn all this? I mean, I'm always fascinated by, I'm confused by steam, frankly.
Well, you learn by burns.
I'm scared of it, I'm scared.
You learn by burns.
Yes, I don't like that.
You count the number of burns on your hand, you go, well, he must know how to do it now. And if your hand is eventually gnarled, then you don't know how to do it. But this one you could start with a match. First thing we want to do is
get the fire extinguisher
heat
close
our pilot.
by. Let me get that by.
What I'm going to do is first open this valve here.
I always like having the fire extinguisher close.
Notice I'm using antique matches as well. You want to have the full, I should have wooden stick matches, but we'll see what happens here.
Man, fire, steam, just, I don't know, Jay.
Hang on a minute.
Okay, I got the fire extinguisher.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
Oh.
Okay. We're going to let that burn a little bit. What this does is that gas collects in there. It's just a tray of gasoline burning that gets your pilot light nice and hot.
Yeah, and that's hexane, or what is that?
That's hexane in there now. Hexane's a very low carbon fuel, so it doesn't gum up the pilot. And that takes a few minutes. You let that warm up. You have a cup of coffee. You visit with your family.
Toast a couple marshmallows.
I'll see, I would do that to a little more fuel in. Now you can see the past history of letting too much fuel in. You also have the distinction of actually sitting on the fire.
That's nice.
Some of the other steam cars, the fire is behind you, in front of you. This you actually get to see on. So
on top of it.
You use what they call a batocle meter. If the batocle area becomes warm, then you realize
it's probably too hot.
It is probably too hot. It's probably exactly.
Batocle meter.
A batocle meter. It's a primitive form of. I'm opening my little pilot door here.
Is that asbestos
now
raining
let's see
down,
if we have.
Oh man. Woof.
No. Okay.
There's some of that.
Okay, that's a little too hot.
Would you like a little?
Now you want to put your.
You do this to me every time, man.
Let's do it. A little too much. It's still lit?
Yeah, you still got some fire back there.
Now we're gonna have even more.
You see it?
Not anymore.
Okay. Let me light it again.
Take two. Oh, I see fire in there.
You got fire in there?
Well, something. Did you leave the match in there? Oops, just went out.
Okay.
Keep my hand on this fire extinguisher.
There we go. All right, there we go. Lovely fire.
Yeah. It's not raining fire like it was earlier.
You want to learn how to... Okay. And once this gets nice and toasty, it's virtually foolproof.
Virtually foolproof. Uh-oh.
That's all right.
We've been here before.
All right, we're going to let that burn for a minute or two.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think, Bernard? Try it?
Yeah.
Hang
Oh,
on.
it's going out. It's going out. Oh.
Yes. Open the pilot burner.
Okay. We have pilot. Can you see that little hole?
I can hear it go woof woof. I can hear
Okay,
it.
there we go.
So that's the pilot.
That's the pilot. What I'm going to do now is drain any water out of the bottom of the crankcase. You won't need the fire extinguisher
I'm
for
keeping
that.
my friend close by.
All right. Okay, we get a little bit of water out. See what happens after the car sits for a while, the water separates from the oil.
And there's the oil.
Yeah, you want to drain it out. There's the oil.
Pretty thick oil.
600 weight.
That's thick.
Well, we're waiting for everything to heat up. Let me drain the rear of the crankcase.
Pull the hose on this side.
Okay, we're pretty good on this
Pretty
side.
much just oil.
Pretty much just oil. Can't be in a hurry with these things.
Not a good getaway car.
Well, this thing hasn't run in quite a number of years, so it'll be a challenge. I can point out some of the other features. It's a two-cylinder compound engine. You know, with steam cars, it's imperative that there are no leaks, because anywhere steam escapes, you're losing horsepower. It's got all kinds of things you don't have in a gas vehicle. You've got this piston in here that keeps, if you get a water hammer, that'll absorb some of the shock.
What's a water hammer?
That's when, you know, you ever have that in, maybe in your apartment or your house, you turn on the water real fast, and you bang, 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 the water starts hammering. Well, that's what happens. You get that in this too, because all that is there's water constantly flowing through this thing. Unlike a Stanley, most steam cars are direct drive in the sense that there's so much torque with steam, you just open the throttle and go. This has a two-speed transmission, a high and a low, although you rarely ever need low unless you're climbing a hill. You can put it
Radiator?
in neutral, and no, that's a condenser. See, a Stanley, you fill with water, it uses the water, the steam goes out the back. When you drive a Stanley, there's big clouds of steam behind you. With this, there are no clouds of steam behind you, because what this does is it takes the steam, uses it, circulates it, puts it back through the condenser. These rods, as a fan, the steam is cooled, turned into water again, and you use it over and over again. Yeah. So it's pretty sophisticated. Gas lights.
I see all this open space under this and down to what looks to me to be the block.
Yeah.
Are those the
Those are the pistons.
Those are the pistons.
Yeah. That's a little air pump that pumps up fuel pressure. As the engine runs, that pumps air into the fuel tank to pressurize the system and to pressurize your fuel.
And that pump, what's that running off of? What's
That runs off the motor, runs off the crankshaft.
okay.
Yeah.
And then there's not a floor here. In a lot of your
No,
steam
there is
cars,
a floor.
But you take it out to
Wait,
do the work. Or
well,
what?
I have the floorboard out because we made a new thermometer coupling, for lack of a better word here. There's a rod in there that was copper, and what happens? It gets hot, and that expands and opens that valve and lets water flow through. We took the copper rod out. We used a brass rod. I think brass expands a little better than copper. And we're going to try that and see if it opens and closes a little better than the original brass rod.
Well, now, gauging-wise, what comes with the white?
Okay, here you got your pyrometer. This tells you your steam temperature.
Okay.
You want to run about 750 degrees. You want superheated steam. So if you get burned real good.
Really
But superheated steam gives you almost twice as much power as just regular steam.
Okay.
Okay, that's that. This here, this is your steam pressure. You want about 600 pounds there. That's your fuel pressure. And this here fluctuates to let you know when your fire is going on and off. I'm going to top off our water. This is a condensing car. What that means is it takes the steam, uses it, it goes back into what looks like a radiator, which is a condenser, and turns it back into water again. Remember that little experiment when you're a kid in science where you'd heat the water at the plate,
up,
and
comes
it would hit the
down,
plate, and then it would come,
down.
yeah, same thing, same thing.
Well, how about there's oil in that water, so that's okay though, because you want oil in the
Well,
water?
what
anyway?
happens is, after you drive one of these, the oil will flow to the top of the tank, and when you park it from the night, you open this and you drain the oil off the top.
Ah. So how far will this go on a fill, being a condensing car?
Well, in the wintertime, about 100 miles or 150 miles. In the summer, maybe 50 or 60 miles.
A lot of sounds you don't normally hear associated with cars.
Okay. That's all right. That overflowed a little bit.
Okay.
Press down on that pad. It's okay. I think we're ready to start here. We've lit the pilot already. You saw how we did that. It's still lit. Hey, Bernard, think we give it a shot?
Go for it.
I'm opening the starting valve. Sounds all right.
Maybe to you.
And that new burner, we fixed the burner. See, we're still a little wet here, so this may backfire.
Where's that fire extinguisher? Let me.
It's okay.
Good steam men have no eyebrows. Oh, you big baby, put that
Exactly.
down.
Mustache wax. Mustache wax is flammable.
We got water in already, right? Yeah.
And this singing is
See, we got steam already.
okay. Yeah.
Never done that before.
Huh?
Never done that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it has. All right, let's shut her down to 300. Now we...
Hey, Dennis, over here. That's where the fire is.
All right. Let's see. Oh, we're in the middle. Yeah.
It's in the middle. Material right here.
There we go.
It's raining.
It's just a little.
Where's it raining from?
Nah, it's the overflow. Hit the starting up valve again.
Huh?
We used up all the steam. Hit the starting up valve. Let me try forward. Okay, we're running. That's the overflow. Okay, starting valve shut off.
Okay.
Can you reach this? Why won't that turn? Can you get it? Can you turn that? It's open, yeah.
It's open all the way.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. Are we running? Pretty neat, huh?
It's pretty wild. Always an adventure.
See what I mean?
I like this.
Have you done a show yet on the auto bookstore?
No, I've been down there.
You should do them while you're out here.
Ah!
Steam is always an adventure.
Yeah, you got that right. There's not a lot to hold on to here, Jay, you know?
No need to hold on. It's so comfortable and safe.
Yeah, right. It's steam.
Exactly.
Here, I'll hold this.
What do you got? I'm looking
780,
at
784.
782. 778. We're dropping. That's good. That's good, Bernard. We're dropping and we're picking up steam.
It's doing what it's supposed to do, right?
Yeah, yeah. Waiting for it to stabilize. Yeah.
607. What are we measuring there?
Temperature. We're trying to adjust the temperature. You want about 735.
Degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah. You want superheated steam.
So it's comforting to have Bernard along, you know. He's got some wrenches. He's got a fire extinguisher.
One thing about these, when you put it in neutral, you have no brakes. So you never want to put it in neutral or you lose all your brakes.
What was that about brakes?
We're looking at 820.
830. Isn't that kind of high?
A little high.
We've hit 1,000 before, so we're okay.
You've been to 1,000 degrees?
Yeah.
Bernard!
That actually runs pretty good, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. When you're constantly fearing for your life.
You know, if you're not driving crybabies around, it's actually a very enjoyable car.
Why?
And you see, this is still much easier than hand cranking a car in 1907. Some mammoth.
Well, that's true. Fewer broken arms.
Bring the temperature up to 50 pounds.
Yeah, try it. Actually, is the temperature going up or down?
It's steady right now, 653.
Good.
$649, but still holding steady.
You're pushing both cylinders at the same time.
Okay.
When you go to compound, you go high compression to low compression. When you press the simpling valve, it's like a Stanley. They're both working at the same. We're going to go straight, go under the bridge, and come back.
Okay. So this never came with a windshield.
Yeah, you can get a windshield if you
good.
want it.
You didn't spring for that though, huh?
No.
Temperature's coming down, that's good.
Yeah, too bad there are no brakes. Let's go in here.
Okay. Works for me.
You always want to carry enough people to push the car after you get stuck.
Isn't there something about reversing the steam or something like that to brake a steam car? Or?
Yeah, you can do that. Not so much on these, though. But, you know, if you go back to the period in which the car was built, you don't really stall. You can't really stall a steam car. Believe me, gas explosions are much scarier than steam.
Yeah, I don't usually rank my explosions. I think
That's
they're
what
all
I think.
bad.
Well, you wanna-
know,
What are you up to now? 782? We're not bad. You need about 40 miles to balance everything out. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it stops.
Yeah.
If you're not going very fast.
But there's a sense of, you know, most
Dread?
modern
Dread? Is that what you're going to say?
most modern
sense of dread?
cars, if there's no sense of death at 15 to 20 miles an hour, like you get.
Like I'm sensing now, for instance.
Exactly.
Okay, what was that?
Or shifting into second. Or high.
High. There is only first and second, right? High and low.
Yeah. They did used to drive these from LA to San Francisco on buses. Okay, we're getting a little high temperature. I'm looking at 910.
We're at 900 degrees here.
Got fire, Bernard?
Yeah, shut it down a little bit.
$950.
Fuel is shut off, Bernard. I mean,
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
we'll turn down here, next street.
Great. 825 degrees.
Yeah, we're dropping. I'm controlling the fire now rather than the automatic. Okay, now we're dropping quickly.
Yeah, you're like 400 degrees.
400?
435, 440.
Okay, we're back on fire again. Now see, if you put it in neutral and you step on the brake,
There's no brake.
There are no brakes. And then once you're rolling, you can't get it in gear. So it's a
It's a bit of a problem.
what we call a double-edged sword.
Huh.
Shifting a little early. What's the temperature down there?
592.
All right, we're about 100 degrees off, but that's okay. Anybody coming? Can I pull out? I guess what I should say is I can't stop, so.
Oh. How's that brake thing working for you?
There you go. See, what's sad is not where you're going, steam cars. It's just the fact that you're physically able to get there
At all.
at all is what makes it fascinating.
It is quiet though.
Oh, it is quiet, and it'll be even quieter. I'm going to try and pull away from high with the simpling valve. What happened? I thought Bernard fell out of the car.
Oh my God, we lost Bernard.
Yeah, see, with the simpling valve, I don't need the... Okay, there you go. I got off it.
So what do you think, Bernard? Nice ride?
This was the best we did in the
Red light. How close is that fire extinguisher anyway? Just out of curiosity.
in the box, man.
It's in the box.
Once you're lit, you're up.
It's a steam car. It's supposed to be on fire. Get used to it.
I'm trying.
But she can do 50, 55.
Yeah?
You don't want to be in it when it's doing it.
But it is possible.
Woo! How fast we going? Ask him how fast.
Dave, how fast are we going? 35.
Can I get in that lane?
Yeah. It does cruise right along.
Yeah. Go left. And once everything starts to get hot after 15 or 20 miles, then it really cruises along. Because see, a lot of the lines are still cold. So as you're driving it, those gradually heat up.
Well, you certainly sit up high, you know?
Yeah, very regal. Don't forget, there's no shifting to do, really.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, with a gas car, oh, you stall, your mag, your choke, your carburetors.
Now, did things, you know, boiler cars like Stanley's blow up once in a while? I mean,
No, Stanley has never blown up.
They've never blown up.
The only case of the Stanley blowing up had nothing to do with the Stanley. What happened was a horrible accident at Knott's Berry Farm. A guy had converted his Stanley to run on propane rather than fuel. What happened was he opened the gas gauge on a day where there was no wind. It was just zero wind at Knott's Berry Farm. And somebody distracted him. He stood there for 10 minutes talking.
With the gas blowing.
Yeah, then he lit a match,
Oh.
and the gas stayed in there, and seriously, I think it killed a couple of people. God, the people in front of us are so slow.
Well, it's just a speed demon car. How about any whites? Any whites ever blown up?
Not that I know of. Don't forget, you're only heating a quart of water at a time.
And by the way, we're heating it to 930.
I mean, imagine okay, you're okay. Imagine a frying pan where you just dump some water on it every few minutes. Flash, flash, flash. That's how you're making your steam.
You need to shut your fuel down.
I will, yeah. Fuel is down.
It's coming down, 917, 913.
See, as soon as the water hits those pipes, it becomes steam. It's almost like combustion. Flash, boom, and you got steam.
Which again is kind of like the Doble, kind of the Doble concept.
Very similar to the Doble. Doble's just this car taken to the 9th degree. Can I get over there?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to open up again. Go, little Herkimer.
You know, I'm almost getting used to this.
It's nice. It's not bad. It's quiet, isn't it?
I'm relaxing. I think you have to be careful about letting your guard down around these things, though.
This one's pretty good, actually. We went about 50 miles the other day and didn't have any problems.
I think it maybe it's the fact you're always pumping things and grabbing things, you know.
Well, most of the problems have to do with old age. You know, metal deteriorates, you get air leaks, you get water leaks.
Sort of the same with the human body, actually.
Yeah. Don't forget, there were no paved roads when this thing was built, so going 35, 40 miles an hour, that's pretty good.
Well, it's plenty fast. And this one that you're pumping, that's air?
Which one?
This one here?
No, that's cylinder oil.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
At high speed, I shoot another shot in. I over-oil it, but that's okay.
And the throttle is the inner steering wheel.
Yeah.
And that's regulating the amount of steam?
Yeah, that's your throttle. The reason they have it that way is if you have a foot throttle and the steam got on the other side of the valve, you wouldn't be able to slow down. This, you're actually controlling, you're opening and closing a valve like a needle valve,
wow,
so it can't stick on you.
And then it's also sort of like cruise control, because you set it at one place.
You set it at one place. Honey, wake me when we get there.
We're down to 540 degrees. Seems a little chilly. Starting to think 500 degrees is chilly. I must be getting used to this.
We're probably flowing a little too much water, how about I?
Yeah. No, our steam is good.
Yeah.
Can you accelerate past? Not with a red light.
Oh, all it does is accelerate past you.
We're doing the best we can. But you know, you haven't fitted it with a steam whistle yet. Actually, you couldn't with this, right? It's not like a Stanley that you've got constant
Well, I guess
steam.
you could get one in there somewhere, but...
And this is pedal to the metal, basically?
Yeah, we need to get a little more steam pressure. Well, the garage is about 2 miles away. We should be there about an hour and a half.
Hey, that works for me. And if we make it back alive, I'll be thrilled.
That's right. Hey, it's 100 years old and we're running down the road. A little more fine tuning, she'll hit her top speed of 60 miles an hour. Hey, girls!
Car, beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
It almost looks like a fire engine.
Huh?
Ew, it looks like Santa's sleigh.
Santa's sleigh.
That's it.
That's it.
She's exactly 100 years old this year.
Yeah.
Steam car. Runs on steam.
That's what I saw coming out.
See, it doesn't pollute like that car. Runs on steam.
Hey, don't talk about my car. Have a good one.
Have a good day, you girls.
Mr. Leno,
Hello.
my God.
How are you, dear?
My God.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
There's just so many pipes and valves and...
See, we never even used the fire extinguisher. Let me blow it down. Yeah, open it up. See, where's the steam coming out?
It's going to shoot right at you.
All right.
Well,
That's it?
that was superheated steam, so it's...
So there's nothing to see,
invisible.
yeah. But there's still enough to get you back in?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna see if it. Okay. Now it's pumping water again and making more steam. So I can get it back in.
So it's doing everything it's supposed to do right now,
Doing
right?
everything it's supposed to do. Seems to be.
Yeah, it's only 100 years old.
It's amazing it's 100 years old.
It's incredible. It's great to watch the thing run.
You want to get some shots of the engine running? Hey, get out of there.
Boom! That thing's huge.
This is the small version. There's a 40 horse, which is twice as big.
Just need a big white beard, Jay.
If Santa was scorching little kids to death, am I okay?
You're doing great.
You're not going to make it.
You're not going to make it. You're going to have to straighten out.
I know, huh? Did it crack it? No. Keep forgetting you have no neutral. Am I okay?
You're looking good.
Headlight okay?
Yeah, just straighten it out and come straight back. Perfect. Cut it a little bit. Yeah. That's good right there. There's just all sorts of fluids always dripping out of these.
Oh, it's fluid. There's your air pump right there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Hear it?
Now but then you're pumping that manually now, right?
No, I'm just turning on and off. You hear it pumping.
Oh, I see. I mean, this whole drip down, this rain down.
Now you see the pistons going up and down.
Yeah, right underneath. Can you get up under there or not? You see them? Would even on a new white, would it still have this rain down of oil and everything? I mean, that's just how they.
Probably not as much.
And where's the steam actually made? Is it made right there?
No, the steam is made under the seat.
Oh, okay. So it's the fire and the steam under there.
Right, right.
And then transmitted through here?
Yeah. Goes in there.
Wow.
That's your pressure valve.
What a machine.
Yeah, very interesting.
A mere 100 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could come around to this. I think I could come around to this.
But you see, in the day, it was as reliable as anything else.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. Probably more so. It does look like Santa's sleigh, though.
I know, with the Belgian cut doors, I guess they call this, but look at that upholstery, that's all original.
From 07.
And it shows you the quality of the leather. This is left outside.
Man.
I'll show you the most something kind of interesting. Where is that? Is this it?
That's
52. I got a newspaper in here that's 1906.
all that stuff that's kind of flipping around in there.
That's asbestos.
That's what I thought. just thought I'd mention that.
You go to schools, you get it from the kids. No, it's furnace cement.
Oh, is it? Wow.
But it gives you some idea of what a steam car is like.
A very special one. Very cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Now you probably want to see that one.
Yeah,
now.
fire that up.